We got two 3D printers. So this is a Tevo Tornado. Long story short, we have to do a lot of 3D printing. This was our tiny printer over here. That took me about 6 or 7 hours to build. These guys were a little bit more expensive, but I opened up the box and in 20 minutes they were built. Like the last step that I have to do is to plug in these cables, which is really, really tough. You know, I gotta get all the way down there. Oh, it's done. They've come so far in such a short amount of time. It's pretty killer. It's a pretty simple system. If you've ever played with a hot glue gun, then you know how a 3D printer works. This box here is the control box. It takes all the power in and it's got all the brains. It's a hot end, and that squirts out hot plastic. And it's a bunch of stepper motors, which are motors that can move very precisely. So unlike 10-year-old me with a glue gun, this can put down plastic in really, really tiny rows. I added on what's called build tack. It's just a really common material in the 3D printing world. It helps your print stick to it. The next step is to level this platform. You want the hot extruder end to be the thickness of a piece of paper away from the build platform. Otherwise, you're printing into air and nothing happens, or you're too close to the surface and it can't push anything out. And all I'm doing is having the printer move to each 4 corners and sliding a piece of paper underneath the extruder. And then I can adjust these bolts here until I feel just the slightest bit of friction. So normally that's why you go around twice. You do each 4 corners and then you come back to the first corner and it's totally wrong. So you do them all again. And then if you're lucky, it's good. I like to do a check. This is called Simplify 3D. And there's a lot of different pieces of software that people use for 3D printing, but this is called a slicer. And so what happens when I hit prepare to print is that it runs through and slices the 3D objects into little layers that the printer can actually go and extrude. I was blown away. This was the first print that I've done with this machine. And with like how little I had to do to get it set up, it's just crazy.